Well, I mean, it depends on martial arts training, depends on movie projects, whether I'm producing or starring. So really, it varies. Last year, I was pretty busy. It was my first year back,
Right.
so I did a lot of shows. This year and the latter part of last year, I've been working on a lot of film projects, executive producing. I have some starring roles in some projects. I have some supporting roles in some projects. Just all over the place. So it really changes from year to year.
And I read somewhere you have medic training as well, EMT training.
Yeah, I've spent 16 years as a paramedic. I did 12 years in the Northern Virginia, D.C. area. I did 4 years in the Middle East. And I got back, I got home 2014 April, and came back into this business, found the con world, and doing movies.
So we're actually in a branch of service overseas as a medic, or were you just
Well, I did both
contracted?
independent contract work, and I was
Right.
also DoD, so Department of Defense. I was attached to all sorts of different military operations as a medic. Army, Navy, I've worked with the Corps, I've worked with the Coast Guard, worked with the Air Force.
Well, I'm former Navy, so thanks. You should also appreciate your comment, so thank you for that.
Anytime.
Now, as well as training martial arts, do you instruct as well?
Well, I've got 2 new programs that I'm working through where I'll be doing some instruction. One is Genuine Kempo under Sifu Shane Lear out of Ohio. I'll be training with him next month. And then Sifu Robinson, who is, he runs a combined style, soft and hard styles, but he's probably primarily, well, he's a Black Dragon. He's a member of the Black Dragons.
Right.
And I'm working softer styles with him right now. So working on energy, Qigong, things like that. And I'm not at a place where I'm comfortable teaching that yet,
Right.
but I will be.
Right.
And then I teach all sorts of hand-to-hand combat and
Right.
combatives and stuff that I work through with the military.
Right. Now, some people have a misunderstanding of soft and hard styles. And soft usually deals with internal redirection, like Aikido, Judo, that kind of stuff. Hard style is more direct action, correct?
Well, I mean, you hear different variations on the differences. So traditionally, I think people think hard styles, Shotokan,
Right.
Shotokan karate or Taekwondo, versus another traditional thought is softer styles, depending on where you're working your hands. So a lot of the circular movements are oftentimes confused for a softer style.
Right.
And they are softer in their movements because they're not as linear. But there's also a lot of thought that goes into things like Qigong, which is energy.
Right. Internal energy manipulation.
So, and it's still a combative martial art,
Right.
but it's considered soft. And if you've ever been hit by somebody that truly understands iron palm, it doesn't feel too soft. So even though the practice is, very slow.
Right.
So education depends on what you know and who you know.
Now, since you're getting back into the business, what new projects do you have upcoming?
Wow. Okay. Well, I've got Survival's End, which is a post-apocalyptic, end-of-the-world sort of thriller.
Right.
The first movie is not action. We have 2 other films that will follow that are going to be pretty heavy action.
Right.
And so that is being worked. You can find that on Facebook, and the trailer released on Facebook under Survival's End. I've got A Walk with Grace, which is romantic comedy that I'm shooting with the Heartland Image Foundation, which is a charitable organization that I sit on the board for in Ohio. So we have, with Heartland Image Foundation and Flyover State Productions, we have A Walk with Grace, we have Gideon's Frontier, which is it's based on the War of 1812 here in America, the frontier. I play a character by the name of Simon Kenton. So we're looking to finish up funding that film, as well as we're talking to some major entities right now. I don't want to get too ahead of myself on that one. I have another one, which is we're looking for about 25 million on that one, and we've collected quite a bit already. It's called Black Salt, and they're creating the first Black James Bond. And I would play, I won't say who yet, a major character, and it's going to be pretty wicked. The trailer they shot before they met me is currently airing on Cinemax, HBO, and it's blowing the ratings out of the water. It's a short film, and it's doing amazing. And we've got talks going with all sorts of people right now. I'm hoping to be shooting that this fall, and I'm really excited about it. It's a lot of kung fu based. So kung fu based out of the Chinese temples, and then you have the Yakuza traditional Japanese styles playing the bad guys, and then you have CIA entities, and there's just all sorts of stuff coming in together on that one. Owen Ratliff is producing, Ben Ramsey's directing, quite a cast list involved in that one. A lot of who's who from the kung fu movie world. So that's one, and then we have, I'm losing track, the Order, which is a project I'm doing. Anybody that was a Power Rangers fan that also liked the movie The Expendables is going to fall in love with the Order. If you just Google the Order, you'll pop it up. You'll see our Indiegogo campaign right now. We've raised a lot of money. We've been up for a month. We're already 60% funded, and the funds just keep coming in. And that doesn't include independent investors outside. So this is essentially, we have 19 different cast members from various genres of Power Rangers all coming together to film this movie.
Does that include the Super Sentai group from Japan originally? Any of those guys? Or?
No, I wish. In fact, maybe I should reach out to Yuta. He would be a great addition. In fact, I will reach out to Yuta. That's a great idea. Karen Ashley, who played Aisha, she and David Fielding, who plays Zordon, actually co-wrote the project together, and they did a great job with it. They've pulled in Rangers from a lot of different generations here in America. Bulk is in it, Paul Schreier, who played Bulk. So, and he's playing a very unlikely role, and he does an amazing job at it. So the funding is going great. We're going to finish that this September in LA, and we're just really excited. I got to meet a lot of new Rangers I never filmed with, and now we're on film together. So one of my oldest friends, Walter Jones, who played Zach the Black Ranger, he's in it. David Yost is in it. Karen's in it. I mean, just a lot of names. And and if you've never seen Power Rangers, but you like movies like The Expendables, you're still going to love it. It's just action-packed.
Cool. Now, kind of to wrap this up, as long as you're doing this and kind of do the con scene, what's probably the most interesting, say, parent-child combination of fans you've met so far that you can think of?
Well, I've met a lot of odd ducks.
Most odd, maybe kindest, or most gee whiz, I can't believe that's this guy type thing.
Well, one of the weirdest ones I had a couple. All right, so I had a lady come up in a skin-tight Black Ranger dress that she filled out a lot, and she asked me to sign across the white diamonds. There was a white diamond on this side of her dress, and she asked me with my pen to sign it. So I did. So that was an odd one. I had another gentleman come up and kind of pull up the back of his shirt, drop his trousers a little bit, and he had the signatures of a lot of my castmates tattooed across his lower back and backside, and he wanted to add my signature to the collection. So I used a Sharpie, and then I threw that Sharpie away. And I later got pictures of it tattooed on his backside, so that was odd. What's up, brother? So, hey guys. So I've had some odd ones, and then I've had the families that come up, grown men, 6 foot, big, arms bigger than my head, and they walk up and just tears and snot everywhere. And I mean, that's a cool moment. When you see these big guys come up, they look like they could pop your head like a pimple, and their inner 5-year-old just instantly takes over. It's one of the most amazing things. So I've had some amazing stories and interactions that it just never gets old. Never gets old.
Well, thank you for your time, sir.
Hey man, thank you guys. Thank you, brother.
And Tara,